Alright, so in this video we're going to walk you through some of the new additions to the rich text editor that are shipping in ExpressionEngine version 7.4. Specifically, the addition of a new WYSIWYG editor called Redactor X. Alright, so on my screen right now I have a entry up, a channel entry that's just got a Redactor X field in it, and then in another tab I have my Redactor X full config. Alright, so before we get started, one of the things I want to call out is editor type. You'll notice that Redactor now says deprecated next to it. This is because Impervy, the company behind Redactor and Redactor X, has end-of-lifed it at the end of 2023. Redactor X is really their next generation rich text editor, and we are excited to include it in this release. Alright, so we would recommend that you go ahead and start switching to Redactor X. One of the things to call out is that you can switch these fields in your field manager to just say, this is Redactor currently, choose Redactor X. Set up your config appropriately to match what was previously there, and you'll be good to go. Alright, so let's take a look at this field. What you'll notice right off the bat is that the settings are very straightforward. Right now, all we have is the main toolbar on. However, you'll also notice there's a lot of other toolbars we can look at. Alright, so for starters, let's take a look at this show top bar. What is show top bar? Well, let's go ahead and save this. We'll go over here and we'll refresh. And what you'll notice is we now have another bar over here on the right hand side. Okay, so this lets you do things like undo, redo, show the code, which is also this icon. So, we might not want that show code. Let's go down and open this field again. We might not want the show code in both places. So let's go ahead and we'll turn it off here. And for now, let's go ahead and click this button. All right, and we will go ahead and save this again. Come back, we'll refresh. What you'll notice is that the code icon is gone here. We can still see the source code here. And then similarly, we have this icon. So this icon is worth calling out because it hasn't been in other RTEs you have. It basically shows you all of the command shortcuts for your keyboard, if you will, to operate the Redactor X field. All right, that's great and all. Probably don't actually want it, in production, so we'll go ahead and remove it for now. All right, we'll remove it. All right, let's go down. So what is the show add bar? Let's go ahead and click it, and we're going to add this plus to the main nav here. And we'll leave it just like that. We'll go ahead and save. We'll go back, we'll refresh. And what you'll notice is we have this plus here. We also have it over here, which we can turn off as well. But if you click it, it will now give you a series of sub options. All right, cool. So let's go back, take a look at config again. And if we go down, similarly with the add bar, you'll notice you have a lot of options that you can include. You can also rearrange these. So if you want this table option to be after quote, you simply drag it over, release, save it, come back here. You'll notice they'll change here in just a second. Let's do a refresh. Click the add bar, and you'll notice that they're now in a different order. All right, let's go back to our config. All right, let's scroll down here and look at the next one, the show context bar. So what is the show context bar? Well, we'll go ahead, we'll turn that on, and we will save this. Go back over here, we'll refresh. And what you'll now notice is that when I double click on content, I will get a quick formatting menu that pops up right here. All right, so similarly, we can go here and we can go down to our show context bar. And we probably don't need these two, probably don't need this. Let's see, is there anything we want to add? We'll add this one right here. All right, perfect. So we'll go ahead and save this. Come over here, we'll refresh again. Page. Let me do a hard refresh. All right, and now when we double click, what you'll notice is our options have been updated. If you click the format, you can see that you have a series of formatting options. Awesome. All right, let's go back to our config. All right, we'll go edit it. All right, awesome. So let's scroll down. Let's look at the next option here, formatting options. So this is actually the options that show up inside of this formatting button, if you will. So let's say we don't have a heading 6, heading 5, heading 4. We have headings 1 through 3. All right, that looks good. We'll go ahead and save this. Come back, we'll do a refresh again. And this time, let's just go ahead and we'll grab this right here. And we'll use this format button instead though. And you'll notice that we only have headings 1 through 3. And as you can notice, you can get pretty crazy with the menus if you get too many going. All right, let's go back to our settings and let's take a peek at what's next. So in this case, it's going to be the plugins. So plugins are interesting because they're additive. So basically, anything we check off on here, when we actually start to edit in here, you'll notice they'll show up. So you'll notice that there's one currently. and it's not present, but if I click in here, it'll become present. So similarly, what we can do is we can add some of these text align, code, the image, image content flow, and let's just leave it at that for now. We'll save it. And one of the things I want to call out real quick before we move on, though, is that there is going to be some duplicates here. So specifically between the main toolbar, which has code already, and the plugins, which also has code here. So this is additive. We're not going to see two code options here. I'm going to do a hard refresh of the page. All right, so now when I click in here, you'll notice that there's more icons that become available for us to edit. All right. There's several reasons for this. I'm not sure we're going to go into the reasons of why it's operating like that in this video. Alright, so if we scroll down, let's turn the context bar off as well. Show control bar. Alright, let's do that. We'll go ahead and save this. We'll come back. We'll refresh here. Leave page. Now what you'll notice is if I click on these lines, I'll get another control options, right? Another set of control options, rather. You can add, and this will pull up our add menu, similar to before. You can also do things like edit code, check the formatting, duplicate this section. So let's go ahead and duplicate it. You'll notice it dropped it below as a duplicate. Also, real quick to call out these bars, you can actually use a drag and drop handle. It'll show you the target location that's going to get dragged to as well. So, okay, yep, that looks good right there. I'm going to drop it. All right, so let's go look at the other settings available. All right, so what you'll notice is below the show control bar, you have spell check options. You can do things like none, and it doesn't use a spell checker. You can use the browser, which is pretty good. You can use Grammarly, which is even better. Similarly, below this, you can actually set a custom style sheet and use this style sheet to actually pick up styles that the RTE will automatically inject. We'll cover that in another video. You can set a minimal height, maximum height, and then you can get into advanced configurations, which will be covered in another video. We'll cover advanced configurations and custom style sheets in the future. So that's a quick overview of the new addition of Redactor X to the core. We hope you enjoy it. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from the developer previews already, and people seem to really be enjoying it. Thanks.